All right, so today we're going to talk about Roanoke Island. Okay, so in 1585, the first English colony was established on Roanoke Island. It was called the Lost Colony because, well, it just kind of disappeared. Like there were people living there, and then they all just vanished into thin air. So this is what we know. The colony was established in 1585, but it was actually the third attempt at establishing an English colony in North America. The first two attempts had both failed, one due to a hurricane, and the other due to, basically, the colonists just getting bored and deciding to go home. But the third time was the charm, right? Wrong. So the Roanoke colony was established on what is now known as Roanoke Island, part of the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and it was named after the local Native American tribe, the Roanoke. And the colony was initially successful. They had plenty of food, including corn, which they grew in large quantities. They also had friendly relations with the local Native Americans, which lasted until 1590. But in 1590, when the English ship arrived to resupply the colony, they found that it had been abandoned. All of the buildings were destroyed, and the only thing that remained was the word Croatoan carved into a post. And that is where things get weird. There are many theories as to what happened to the colonists. One theory is that they were all killed by the Native Americans, but there is no evidence to support this. Another theory is that they all just kind of integrated into the Native American tribes, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense either. And a third theory is that they all just decided to leave the colony and head back to England. But again, there is no evidence to support this either. In fact, there is absolutely no evidence as to what happened to any of them. There are no mass graves, no bodies, nothing. They just kind of all disappeared. So in 1937, a historian came up with another theory. He believed that the colonists didn't just disappear. They were taken by an alien spaceship. And I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. There is no evidence to support this either. But the idea is that the colonists were taken by aliens to be studied or experimented on. And this would explain why there is no trace of them today. However, there is one small piece of evidence that may support this theory. In 1960, a metal object was found buried near the site of the colony. It was about 2 feet underground, and it was made of a metal that was not native to the area. Now, this could be just a random piece of junk, but it could also be evidence of an alien spaceship. Now, I don't want to jump to any conclusions here. There is no evidence that any of these theories are true.